awkward here. I'll have to.
Why don't you go right inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Here, let me get this door. Okay.
Must be Bernadine.
Hi, Mr. Garrity.
Hi.
So good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you all, Tyler? I thought you were going to be taller than me. Oh, you must have shrunk. Yeah.
Maybe we better go look at it.
Hello.
God, it's getting cold out here. Yeah.
Got a few aches of pain outside of there. Pretty good.
That's okay.
Our reunion.
Your neighbors are wondering what's going on.
Are they really? No kidding.
I'm Mark.
Are they
Oh, we had all
really?
these cars
And-
going in.
I know.
Hi, I'm Esther from the Herald. I called you yesterday. Hi. Lisa.
Hi there.
Hi,
How
I'm
are you?
Esther.
Hi, Ann.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Bernadine.
Hi, Liz. How are
Hi
you?
there.
Hi,
How are
Lisa
you?
Goldbrook.
Good to see you.
Richard. Yeah.
Get a picture,
Want to sit
Stuart.
down, folks, or?
Let's get a picture.
This door, so this door over here.
Well, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That's what. Bet.
My dick is happy.
Yeah, after 60 years.
Yeah.
Isn't it something?
He tells me he saw me in Tonawanda, but I don't remember seeing
Yes,
him then.
I was a witness. I was 7 years old with my mother.
Yeah,
We were coming up in the barge and we were walking on this beautiful sunny day up the street and they came by and my father says, I know that man.
and I don't remember that. I remember him well from Palmyra at the gravel pit.
Uh-huh.
So when's the last time you two saw each other?
1930 up to Tonawanda, but Dick didn't remember. He,
I don't remember
Memories
that.
are a
I
hurry.
just remember being at Palmyra
Well,
with him.
his wife was in a hurry to leave.
yeah, she had an appointment, didn't she? Uh-huh.
So when were you boys together, playing together? When?
Working together.
From about 1911 till 1915 at Palmyra. And both of my parents owned a pair of lumber boats and they put them in the gravel trade. And we would haul gravel for all the barge canal locks from
Sure.
Rome up to Rochester. And we'd get together quite often at the gravel pit.
I have some pictures out here if you want to
We
see
were
them.
kids then.
Yeah.
So how did you hear about him again?
Well, Richard.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see, here's some pictures.
He got a hold of my book
Yeah.
and he recognized me.
I'll bring the book in
I
that
think
started it.
how it got started was
I had asked the Thurstons about you, but they said, well, you lived over some place
Here it is.
around here, but they didn't know your address, so I looked you up along.
Glenn's
Yeah,
cousin
some
Richard
book.
Salisbury brought this book up by Canal Boatman.
Okay,
So he
yeah.
says to Glenn to read it. So I came in, I was looking through it, and I says to Glenn, did you read all the book yet? And he said, no, not all of it. And he said, who's the author? And I said, Richard Garrity. And he said, I know him. And then I typed a letter up, and that started it all.
Yeah.
Blame it on me. Now we had to find out if he still knew Glenn. Glenn knew you.
Well, he knew everybody that I know.
How many fleets was hauling gravel out of Palmyra when we was kids?
Must have been 5 or 6.
Yeah, at least that.
Yeah.
In that book I said 8, but I don't think there was 8. Could have been.
Yeah, about 5 or 6, I think.
No, this isn't them, man.
Maybe
No, it's
7.
not. This is kind of a
I
famous.
saw the one. We had that one at the
There was the
museum.
Thurstons, the Garrities, the Salisburys, and the Rays, and the Davies. Huh?
Rice.
Well, he told with my father.
Yeah.
And there was the Davenports.
That was in the barge canal.
Ah,
When after the Erie Canal closed, my father went to work on the barge canal for Hedger.
okay.
And there he's getting ready to paint the boat.
That's in Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. And these are from the Erie where we pulling the guide and the mule off.
Yeah, this is Durhamville, I think it is. Durhamville? Where that was taken.
I don't know exactly where it was.
Yeah, it's east of here. Near Chenango.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
There's some other ones.
Well, he's got them 2 boats. Well, what can we tell you?
Yeah. What do you think of this reunion?
Good.
Oh, it's great.
I'm very pleased.
Well, I have a question. I was reading through your book last night, and I was reading about some of the men who used to guide the mules, how they were like a pretty rowdy bunch at times.
Drivers.
Yeah, drivers.
Yeah, they were footloose men, and a driver, he would hire out in Tonawanda, and he would drive the boats, drive the mules from Tonawanda to Albany. When he got to Albany, he'd get laid off. And he'd get
Not
paid-
always though. Some of them kept them.
Yeah, they get paid off, and of course he'd
Yeah.
use up the he got $1 a day, and he'd get a bottle of whiskey and lay
That's a
under
lot
a
of
tree
money
until a
these
boat come along, and he'd come back to Tonawanda again.
And, they wasn't all bums either.
Most of them were. Just the canal drivers, not the canal boat owners.
What's your best recollection of your time with him back in the old days when you were kids?
Well, we had a good time. Well, at least I did.
Well, I did too. But one of my recollections, I don't know if you was along, me and my brother Jim and the Thurstons, we all went to the movies in Palmyra. And were you along with come by a pool hall, and some kid stepped out and started pushing High around.
Yeah.
Well, High didn't want to fight him, but he had to. So after a few punches, the guy hollered quits, and High licked him, and some guy come out and give High $1 for winning the fight. He started the fight, he just wanted to see a fight. So,
Yeah, you're right. You remember that.
yeah. And you know how High got killed, don't you?
Yeah. Got drowned.
Huh?
Got drowned in the car.
Yeah.
Back to the canal.
Him and Archie was driving around Montezuma with a car, an old Model T Ford, and the car turned turtle, and High got pinned underneath and
Yeah.
killed him. And he must have been what? Must have been only about
He was a young man.
18, 20 years old,
Yeah.
probably.
When did you fellows first meet? When did you gentlemen first meet? Your first time?
Well, I would say it was in 1911 when we first,
Was that Palmyra?
yeah, at Palmyra.
And you
Or
were,
12, maybe.
yeah, and you were loading the lumber boat, your dad? Yeah.
Did they work on the same boats, your dads?
No.
No?
Well, no. His father owned boats and mine
Oh, I
did.
see.
But we boated out of the same place.
How old are you, Glenn?
Uh,
How old are you?
87.
Well, so am I. We're both the same age.
But,
I was born in August, and I
I'm 8 months on. I'm 38.
yeah.
4 months on. I'm 38. I'm a little older than you, but not much. I'll trade with you.
Hey Glenn, tell them about the mules getting off the boat.
Me?
No, Glenn.
Go ahead.
Glenn's your favorite mules. What were some of the mules' names?
Pete, and Babe, and let's see, Sandy.
Everybody had a mule named Maud, but you didn't have any named
No.
Maud.
Do you have pretty good recollections of those times?
Because I remember, yeah.
Well, were those the good old days back then? Was life better back then?
Yeah, we didn't have no problem. All we had to do was eat.
Eat and sleep and enjoy the countryside. And when the boats would load, it would take a day or two, and you'd roam around the countryside. And then when you went to where you unloaded, you'd be there for a couple of days, and you would just roam around the countryside.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Nothing to do but eat and sleep. My father took care of everything.
Yeah.
What
So
was-
we didn't have no problem.
What were some